Hello, my loves, and welcome to another episode of the Soul Extract. This is a podcast all about wellness, holistic wellness, everything that's got to do with wellness: emotional, spiritual, physical, energetic, psychological, financial, all of it. We deep dive into it because it is about tapping into your infinite potential to be the best version of yourself. So today, I just want to talk about misconceptions about manifestation and how manifestation can actually be an effortless exercise. The truth of the matter is that we are the creators of our own reality. We have the power to have anything that we want. We have the power to receive and ask for what we want in accordance to God's will. Now, how I now understand what God's will is when we are in alignment. When our body, our mind, our soul, and our spirit are in cohesion with each other and they work together to bring the fulfillment of our desires into our physical reality. This is why we resonate so much with the law of attraction. When we are in alignment is when manifestation becomes so effortless. The people, the places, the things, the situations, the opportunities, everything already exists in the spiritual realm. You already have it. You don't have to work hard for your manifestation. When you are in alignment is when these things start showing up and become magnetized in your physical reality. How the law of attraction has been positioned in teachings is missing a few key elements. Now, I know the power of it. I believe in it and I know that it works, but it's only a part of the solution. And for it to reach the potency that it is meant to have, I just want to show you a few gaps that happen or that we overlook when it comes to manifestation that could point to the fact of you being misaligned and you not being able to bring in your desires. So the first gap that I noticed is that we treat manifestation as a standalone. We only do it or intentionally do it or consciously do it when we are going after a specific goal or we want something that's very specific in terms of our desires. Now, how we can start to kind of work through that is basically realizing and having that awareness that we are manifesting all day, every day. We are literally walking, talking manifestation machines. As I said, God has given us this gift of creation. We can create the reality that we want. So because of this power, we can literally manifest anything at any time. So this might be a hard pill to swallow, but what is in your current reality is actually the culmination and the momentum built of thoughts, beliefs, and actions that you've taken over a considerable amount of time. Everything, every single thing that you think and believe and say has a ripple effect on your physical reality. So I think this is when it's time for you to actually pay attention to all these things that you say, think, and believe that will actually have an impact on your physical reality as you know it. The second gap is that we manifest from what we don't want. So we complain about a situation, we ruminate about it going wrong, we ask God to take the situation away, we think it's unfair, we don't want this happening in our lives. And there's a saying that actually encapsulates this whole thing, and it says, where attention goes is where your energy flows. The more you focus on your undesired reality, or the more you focus and complain about things going wrong, that's not what you want, the more these things stay, or the more these things, the more these things come into your life. So think about an example. Let's say, I'll just use a simple example. Let's say you have an issue with your car, and you use the words, "This car is always giving me issues." The more that you say that, is the more that your car will always have issues. So my thing is, the more that you focus on your thing, or the more that you focus on the problem, is the more that the more you add fuel to that problem, and the more the problem stays in your life. And as soon as you change your frame of mind about that situation, or you start having more a better outlook on those things, is the more that then that reality will shift into whatever is positive. So I think you should always have this thing in your mind about where your attention goes is where your energy flows, and it's about shifting your focus from the problem to a possible potential solution that could come from that problem. And this is where gratitude comes in. Gratitude is the key to bringing in what you want. Start small. You don't have to go all big or whatever. So let's use the car example. Let's say your car is giving you problems or whatever the thing is. Can you start reframing it? Thank you that I actually have a car. Thank you that I have the ability to pay for this car month on month. Thank you that this car can take me from point A to point B. Thank you that this car is functioning, that the majority of this car is functioning, that I can drive it, that I have the ability, that God has given me the ability to drive this car, that I can go wherever that I want to go. Thank you that I don't have to be inconvenienced, that I don't have to take public transportation. Whatever the thing is, start being grateful for that car. Start being grateful for situations where that car has come through for you. Anything, start as simple and as small as that. There's always something to be grateful for. If there's really nothing in your reality, and guys, people always say that there's nothing to be grateful for. I'm telling you, there is something to be grateful for in your reality. If there's nothing that you can physically point to in your reality, in your physical personal life, that you feel there's nothing to be grateful for, go broad. Go broad and forget your problem right now. Go broad. The sun, thank you that the sun is kissing my skin, that the sun feels so warm against my skin. Thank you for this wind that is keeping me cool in this heat. Thank you for the rain. Thank you that the rain brings such a nice smell on the earth, that the ground smells so amazing, that it's growing my plants, that is helping people that don't have water right now, that rain is a source from God. Literally anything. Gratitude is the key to getting anything that you want. Once you shift your focus and go to gratitude, is something that God can work with, is something that the universe can be like, well, there you go. The more that this person is grateful, or the more that this person is grateful for whatever that they have, the little that they have, is the more that God can pour into you the things that you actually desire. The third gap is that we manifest from a place of lack and not abundance. We don't remember the power that we have, and we base what we want on our current reality, and that often comes through in the language and how we speak. So we say things like, I want that, or I hope to get this one day, or I wish for whatever, or one day is one day. Or you base it on an outside person, or you say, I wish I was like that person. I wish I had the confidence of that person. I wish I had the money of that person. I wish that was the same for me. Oh, lucky you for having those things. And all of this is literally based on lack, on you not having it. And the solution to this, the kids on the streets, on the social streets, have been telling us this for so long. Be delulu. Be delusional. Show up in the world as if you already have it. I mean, you do already have it. You are already what God intended you to be. You already have what you are meant to have. You already have what you need to have right now. You need to remember who you are in God's eyes. You are literally made in His likeness and His image. So why would He not bless you and give you the desires of your heart? This literally takes me back to the scripture about the birds having everything that they need, and them not having to worry about anything. feel into that energy. Feel into the energy of not worrying about tomorrow, about having every single one of your needs met. The fact that you are already who you are meant to be. The birds already serve their purpose here on earth. You are already gifted and already know what you, deep down, you already know what your purpose is here on earth. So it's up to you to actually channel that energy of not worrying, not living in lack, not comparing yourself, not looking out there, but staying in the fact that you are in alignment, you are who you are meant to be, and you will receive what you are meant to receive. The fourth gap is that your manifestation is getting bounced out by your limiting beliefs. They don't get a chance to land in your physical reality because you are holding on to thoughts and beliefs that are no longer serving you. Unfortunately, you cannot bypass your way into your desired reality. You can say affirmations, do rituals, do all these things until you turn blue in the face, but they will never come to pass. Because why? Because you don't believe it. So what is the belief that you're actually holding on to, that you've told yourself over and over again, that's blocking you from your manifestation? Where your manifestation or the thing that you're trying to bring in, or the affirmation that you're trying to bring in, feels so big that your inner critic is looking at you and is like, girl, you don't even believe what you're saying. Like, for real? Like, do you really believe what you're saying? And that underlying belief needs to be unpacked to reveal the lie that you've been telling yourself, that you've been looping and repeating to yourself over and over and over again. And basically it's just about unpacking those beliefs to reveal to yourself who you really are, and goes back to my point before about remembering who you are and why you are here on earth, and what your purpose is, and basically remembering who you are at your core. So the solution to this gap is to start putting into practice who is the version of yourself that will get this manifestation. And it's about putting action and intention and becoming that person who can hold that level, that level of frequency of that person that will bring in that manifestation. So I'll give an example. Back in 2019, at the company I was at, market research company I was at, and basically in that company, I was threatened to be fired. I just felt like my opinion and my voice wasn't valued. I didn't feel like I was respected, and I was actually made to feel small. And 2019 was actually a very, very rough year for me, where I started to ask myself a lot of questions. I was I think 2019 I did hit rock bottom, where I was questioning myself, like, I don't know who I am. And I just felt lost. I felt lost in myself, and I felt lost about who I am and what my purpose is here on earth. And I started to join sister circles. I started going to just these circles where you meet other like-minded women that are on the journey of healing and finding themselves. I joined a yoga group, the Sisterhood, where we learned yoga. We learned how to we prayed together. We learned how to eat healthy together. So that was just a very supportive time where I got to unpack and really learn who I am. So that was towards the end of 2019. And then there was a point in time, because I was still at this market research company, and there came a point in time where I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I've had enough of this. I know I want better. I want to feel like my voice is heard. I want to contribute positively to a company. I want to feel like I'm making a contribution here, and I want to feel like I'm respected, and that we actually respect each other. And so KLA is when it came into the picture in February of 2020. So what happened was I went through a round of interviews at KLA, and I got offered the job in March, end of March, during the hard lockdown. So on the day before the hard lockdown is when I got the offer of the job, but I only started there. I only started there in August, because obviously they were still trying to sort themselves out. And obviously the rest is history in terms of, I've spoken before of how much I've loved working in KLA, where I literally came into my own, where I thrived, where I shone, where I basically found my voice, where my opinion mattered, where they really asked who I am. They really asked for my opinion, and my voice was heard, and I felt respected, and I respected them. And the company culture was awesome. It was brilliant, and I literally just blossomed. That company really helped me to blossom. But that's just to show you that when you come from a place of being intentional and showing up as a version of yourself that you want to show up as, and not letting your limiting beliefs hold you back, but unpacking those limiting beliefs and actually showing up as a version that you want to show up as, to bring in that manifestation. And the fifth and final gap is that you're manifesting from others' desires or what society expects from you, and it doesn't come from your own desires that come from deep within you. You are following what other people's success is. So someone is driving or someone tells you, or society tells you that it's cool to drive an M3. It's cool to drive a Range Rover Sport. It's cool to work and have a six-figure career. It's cool to travel the world. It's great to do all these things. And you are chasing all of that without actually interrogating if this is what your soul actually has called for. And this is a good time to actually be really, really, really honest with yourself and get to know yourself on a deep, deep, deep level, where you start asking yourself the difficult questions about, is this genuinely what you want? Is this genuinely part of your soul's blueprint? Or is this something you've been conditioned to want? Is this something that you are actually chasing without really recognizing that maybe, just maybe, it's not what you really, really want? And so the other thing as well that comes up for me is that especially when it comes to affirmations. So a lot of the time, manifestation is always about repeating affirmations, whether it's affirmations that you get on these teachings online, or you read them somewhere, or whatever the case is. But there's these affirmations that are thrown out there that are helpful. So I've got almost like an unpopular opinion when it comes to this. So what I've discovered with me is that with these affirmations that are coming from whoever, God bless them. I appreciate them so much, and they have inspired me. They have actually helped me as well to look at what my highest beliefs are, and move away from my limiting beliefs, and kind of like infiltrate these affirmations into my reality. But what I've discovered is that these affirmations, even though they give them to us, they are very, very, very personal to them. They are unique to them because they are very, very much based on their own experience and what they have had to overcome and what they have had to transmute and change from their limiting beliefs. So my simple request from you guys is that the affirmations are born from the limiting beliefs. So once you start to see the lie that these limiting beliefs have been, you will come to the truth of who you are and what the inverse of that limiting belief is. So what I say to you is that as you look through your limiting beliefs and you look at them, and as I always say, look at them with compassion, with kindness, and with love, and with curiosity, that as you look at these limiting beliefs in this frame of mind, the affirmations that are personal to you, that are personal to your reality, that are true for you and your soul will start to come up. And then that's when that you can use those affirmations for yourself, to repeat to yourself. What I do for me is I have what do you call these on my phone? I have alarms on my phone. I set up alarms on my phone, so many hours of alarms on my phone, where they all have affirmations that as soon as it rings, I know the time. So I have set up different ones. I have different affirmations for different hours, right up until the evening, from the early morning till the evening, and all of them are different. And as the alarm goes off on my phone, I just repeat that affirmation to myself over and over and over again, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is, but it just keeps running in my head up until the point where it becomes ingrained in me. But those are my affirmations that I wrote for myself. So I encourage you guys to, yes, be inspired by affirmations that you read, that you see out there, but I encourage you to look within yourself and find the affirmations that work best for you, that serve you best, that serve your situation best. So in conclusion, guys, when you are in alignment, when you are one with yourself and one with God, you will see and you will stop pretending to be something that you're not. You will stop wanting to manifest from what other people expect you to be and do. You will come into realization that when you are in alignment, everything that your heart desires, anything that you desire that comes from your true essence, from the depth of your heart, will come effortlessly, will come easily. Once you start unpacking the lies that have been looping, these limiting beliefs that have been playing over and over and over again in your mind, once you start to unpack them and release them from your reality, you will see. You guys, you will see. You don't have to work hard for your manifestation. You don't have to. Even affirmations, you are doing them just because you are rewiring your brain. But at their core, at your core, once you start remembering who you are, your true essence, it's game over. Your manifestations just come to you. They just come to you. So yeah, that is it, guys. So as I post this, or as I share this with you today, it is my birthday. And by the time that you see this, guys, it will be my birthday. So yeah, I'm so excited. I'm turning 39 this year, but yeah, God has just been so good to me. And yeah, I just wanted to share this message with you guys, that guys, being your true essence, being your true self is such a game changer. It is such a game changer, and I hope for every single one of you, for anyone that listens to this, to just tap in, guys, to that true essence of who you are, and stop pretending you're something you're not, and stop trying to show up as something that you're not. Be authentic to you, and the more authentic you are to you, is the more that your life is going to transform. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week. Mwah!